A project strengthening the human rights protection of internally displaced persons in Ukraine was implemented within the Council of Europe Action Plan for Ukraine 2015 to 2017. The project aimed at promoting compliance with Council of Europe standards in developing a state policy while responding to forced displacement which faced 1.5 million of Ukrainians from Donbass to Crimea. The project comprised of 4 specific objectives. Advancements of the national legal framework in the field of human rights protection of IDPs. The primary national partner of the project in advancing of the national legal framework on the matter of IDPs became the Ministry for Temporary Occupied Territories and IDPs of Ukraine. Jointly created an interdepartmental working group has developed a number of amendments to the current legislation, and some of them have already been approved and are implemented. In particular, these apply to the issues of access to higher education, access to free legal aid, crossing of the contact line and social benefits for IDPs. Key decisions of the European Court of Human Rights on internal displacement were translated into Ukrainian for wide dissemination. The project facilitated a dialogue between national authorities and regional civil society organisations. For the period of the project, more than 100 different workshops, roundtables, seminars and study visits were held to bring Ukrainian legislation in the field of protection of IDPs to European standards.
Ukraine is a Council of Europe member state which undertook to respect the Human Rights Convention. This should be enshrined in the legislation, but also practically implemented every day throughout the territory.
Цей проєкт вже доволі довго триває з Радою Європи, і команда надзвичайно націлена на результат. Причому, коли я кажу команда – це спільна команда представників Ради Європи і міністерства, а також і громадських організацій, які долучені.
По-перше, я хочу подякувати Раді Європи за ту допомогу, яку вона надає. Перш за все, це допомога у розробці законодавчих ініціатив, тому що та ситуація, з якою зіштовхнулася Україна, вона для нас нова. Ми дійсно не були до неї готові, ми не вивчали іноземний досвід, тому будь-яка допомога, особливо в законодавчій сфері, нам необхідна.
Promotion of the implementation of the rights of IDPs through improved access to legal assistance and remedies.
За період функціонування проєкту ми однозначно маємо суттєві досягнення. Перше і головне з них, яке слід відзначити, це здобуття переміщеними особами права на безоплатну вторинну правову допомогу. Це означає, що інтереси переселенців на безоплатній основі будуть і мають бути представлені в судах всіх інстанцій по тих категоріях справ, які відповідно стосуються прав внутрішньо переміщених осіб.
Other important achievements of the Council of Europe project are following: issue of 2 key publications for decision makers and legal professionals on European standards of the human rights protection of IDPs, and producing a manual and leaflets on legal aid for IDPs, with a total circulation of 145,000 copies. Consultations by free legal aid centres, mobile brigades in the settlements located on the contact line in Luhansk and Donetsk regions were supported, creating a network of lawyers, trainers who run activities for 280 lawyers and 250 representatives of state institutions. Workshops on the case law of ECTHR on IDPs for about 90 judges were held. More than 50 monitoring visits by Ukrainian Ombudsman and her staff to communities and contact line settlements in Donetsk and Luhansk regions were supported, raising awareness on the rights and needs of IDPs. The third essential component of the project was awareness raising among displaced persons about their rights. This also included raising the public profile of IDPs' issues among politicians, civil servants and host communities. The project implemented educational programs through a series of training and informational campaigns. The project created social videos aimed at reflecting constructive stories of displaced persons as leaders of positive change, as well as clarifying their rights regarding access to education, affordable housing, promotion of positive relations and integration of IDPs into host communities. With a view to successful social and economic integration of IDPs in new communities, The project carried out numerous integration activities aimed at strengthening the dialogue and social cohesion between internally displaced persons and representatives of host communities. More than 3,000 people involved in personal development masterclasses at varied meetings, culture marathons, active citizenship and entrepreneurship trainings. 11 local NGOs working in the field of human rights protection and integration of IDPs received grants with the total amount of €144,000.
The international community has also the obligation to support and help. Stemming from Council of Europe member states' experiences, sharing the lessons learned, sharing what has been done well, what people have learned along the way, and obviously also sharing the richness of Council of Europe standards, bringing closer to Ukraine.
For the period of its implementation, the Council of Europe project strengthening the human rights protection of internally displaced persons in Ukraine have achieved one more important goal. It united the efforts of international organisations, government and the civil society for a single joint movement in the field of ensuring and protecting displaced persons according to European standards.